ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Hare Krishna. So we're continuing with the fifth chapter, right? So fifth chapter, we saw 5 slokas to 6 slokas in the last session. Now we saw around 6 to 7 slokas. Mainly Arjuna asking a very important question whether I should renounce everything, just go get the knowledge and then be kind of a jnana yogi, just meditating and then going into the platform of just getting into dry mental speculation of understanding the philosophy, or I should do perform of my karma, my swadharma along with the knowledge. So Krishna asked that specific point, and then and Krishna, I mean Arjuna asking the question, and then Krishna answering it. What is it? He's saying renunciation of work and both work in devotion or work in knowledge with understanding is perfect, is okay, good for liberation. But of the two, specifically he's saying renunciation is lesser compared to the devotional service. Okay, so one has to act as per the swadharma. So he has to perform the activities, and there is no escape from material birth. Otherwise, there is no escape from material birth. So very clearly, this action is brought out. Okay, and Prabhupada in the purport is very clearly mentioning renunciation is complete or perfect only when that knowledge is applied in understanding who it belongs to. Okay, so from the Ishavasya principle of Ishopanishad, very clearly everything belongs to Krishna. We are just the servants of him, and then we have to utilize it as per our quota that has been given to us. So which means everybody will have their own quota, and then they have to utilize what is the understanding. Okay, I think we finished till fifth sloka, right? So let us continue. This today we will being fifth chapter being kind of what I say is more of a self-study way of understanding. What I will try to do is we will see how we can do a group study today, and then you have to come and as a team you have to come and finish off all the other remaining slokas. There are around 30 slokas in this particular chapter. Around 30, sorry, 43 slokas. Sorry, so 46 slokas. We will see how we can group, and then we will see each of us taking up one sloka or 2 slokas together or 3 slokas together, and then come out and then do this. And then importantly, there are some specific slokas in this which we will see how we can bring it out. Okay, so sorry, I just took. Why did I go to third chapter? I don't. Sorry, that's what I was thinking. Karma Yoga is only 20 to 30, 29 slokas. Okay, I just took it on third chapter. Sorry. Karma Yoga and Krishna consciousness. Yeah. This is also a very nice sloka. We'll start with 7th sloka. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaham sarva bhutatma 2 times. Okay. Sarva bhutatma. So sarva bhuta atma and bhutatma. Okay. Very beautifully is bring it out. Okay. It's like kind of a very poetic way. Atma bhutat bhuta Bhuta is one aspect, and Atma Bhuta Atma, which means one who is very compassionate to everybody. That is how it is very nicely mentioned. Okay. Yeah, please read the translation. Anybody? Quickly.
Hare Krishna.
One who works in
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul and who controls his mind and senses is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. One who is on the path, perfect, one who is on the path of liberation by Krishna consciousness is very dear to every living being, and every living being is dear to him. This is due to his Krishna consciousness. Such a person cannot think of any living being as separate from Krishna, just as the leaves and branches of a tree are not separate from the tree. He knows very well that by pouring water on the root of the tree, the water will be distributed to all the leaves and branches, or by supplying food to the stomach, the energy is automatically distributed throughout the body. Because one who works in Krishna consciousness is servant to all, he is very dear to everyone. And because everyone is satisfied by his work, he is pure in Krishna. He is pure in consciousness. Because he is pure in consciousness, his mind is completely controlled. And because his mind is controlled, his senses are also controlled. And because his mind is always fixed on Krishna, there is no chance of his being deviated from Krishna. Nor is there a chance that he will engage his senses in matters other than the service of the Lord. He does not like to hear anything except topics relating to Krishna. He does not like to eat anything which is not offered to Krishna, and he does not wish to go anywhere if Krishna is not involved. Therefore, his senses are controlled. A man of controlled senses cannot be offensive to anyone. One may ask, why then was Arjuna offensive in battle to others? Wasn't he in Krishna consciousness? Arjuna was only superficially offensive because as has already been explained in the second chapter, all the assembled persons in the battle on the battlefield would continue to live individually as the soul cannot be slain. So spiritually, no one was killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Only their dresses were changed by the order of Krishna, who was personally present. Therefore, Arjuna, while fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, was not really fighting at all. He was simply carrying out the orders of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. Such a person is never entangled in the reactions of work. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Wonderful. So last line is very important. So he was just simply carrying out the orders of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. So that he was not really fighting, but he was just acting as Nimitta Matram for the Supreme Lord. Okay. So I will just thought I will take an opportunity to explain what Narada Rishi talks about Prahlad Maharaj in the seventh canto. Very beautifully, Prahlad Maharaj is glorified as um, the exalted or the most Param Vaishnava or the most wonderful devotee of among all the Vaishnavas, right? So how does it glorify is Narada Rishi? Who is Narada Rishi? Narada Rishi is his guru, right? When he was in his mother's womb. So even before this entire Hiranyakashipu episode, now the episode will start only from the fourth chapter. Narada Rishi in 3-4 main slokas glorifies Prahlad Maharaj so beautifully. Okay, how does it talk about him is Maha Upasakha Brahmanya Shila Sampanna Satya Sandaha Iti Jitendriya Atmavat Sarma Bhutanam Ekapriyaha. Very beautiful. So here through the Snigdha Guru Ishvara Bhavanaha. Very beautifully he is mentioning. In this, every line he is glorifying Prahlad Maharaj. In this, one specific line is Atmavat Sarma Bhutanam Ekapriyaha. So how does he say is like the Paramatma sitting in everybody. The Paramatma is the witness, Paramatma is the sanctioning authority, Paramatma gives everything. Paramatma Atma is also very, very dear to every living entity. So that is why the Supreme Lord expanded himself into millions and millions of each and every Jivatma, and then he was just sitting inside along with the Jivatma so that the Jivatma at one point of the time can come outside. Same way, Narada Rishi is glorifying Prahlad Maharaj as Atmavat Sarva Bhutana. Very nice. And then the word is Ekapriyaha is also very important. The other important aspect is we all know Prahlad Maharaj is not only glorified by devotees, he is also respected and glorified by the asuras also, both the daityas and the dhanavas. Okay, and how does he take? He is Bhratavat Sadrishe, Dasavat Samyatriga, Angrihi, Pitravat Dhinavachalaha, Bhratavat Sadrishe. So he is acting in a very, very, very beautiful way for For elders, he will act as very dasa, as a menial servant. For poor people who needs a lot of um, guidance, he will act as pitra. And to equals, he will act as bhratavrt, as a kind of same age brothers. And snigdho guru ishvara bhavanaha. So he considered his teachers, guru, as ishvara bhavanaha. So whenever we say no, our acharya is equivalent to or in the same position of Supreme Lord Krishna. So here also same thing is mentioned by Narada Rishi to glorify Prahlad Maharaj as Guru Ishvara Bhavanaha. So his spiritual master, his other teachers like this Chanda and Amarka, and then other god brothers, whomsoever, all are equal for him, and they are all equal to the Supreme Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated that when Madhavendra Puri's after Madhavendra Puri's next is Ishwara Puri and Ramachandra Puri came. Ishwara Puri is Mahaprabhu's Acharya, and Ramachandra Puri came. He gave all the same respect. And when Govinda, actually Govinda is Mahaprabhu's god brother, but Ishwarapuri made him kind of a what do you say? As not a, we should not use the word servant, but made him to ensure that Mahaprabhu is taken care properly, and Mahaprabhu accepted that. Right, so we can understand a few of the mains from the Bhagavatam also, how a lot of wonderful devotees are glorified by their own. This is very special because an acharya glorifying a disciple. Usually, disciple glorifies acharya, right? So here, Narada Rishi is glorifying his disciple. Jitendriya, we can understand, he is already controlled his senses. Satya Sandra is always created. Sila Sampanna is also. Rama Rishi, Lord Rama is called as Sila Sampanna. In Ramayanam, he is called as Sila Sampanna. Which means the character is so pure, so best. Okay. So I just thought I will share this because this sloka is very relevant to whatever we are reading from the Bhagavad Gita now. Okay. Because Krishna is making that very important point that one who works in devotion service controls his mind, his senses, he is dear to everybody, and everyone is dear to him. That is more important. It's not that okay, I am equal to everybody. All others are also supposed to be equal, or all others also supposed to be equally respecting, which is very, very difficult for in this material world, right? I can try to satisfy as much as possible, but at the same time, others may have different opinion about me. So, which I will not be able to, but all others having the same opinion is very, very tough. Okay. That is why the Vishuddha Atma is very important. Vijitatma is very important. Jitendriya is important. Sarva Bhutatma, Atbhutatma is also very important. Okay. Why? Because he is in a position of Yoga Yukta. He is already situated in the Yukta Vairagya. He is already situated in the Yoga of devotion service. Okay, let us go. We'll finish some few slokas. Then I want you to start working on your individual slokas. Okay. Yeah, please read this. Any Prabhuji? We'll go to the next sloka.
A person in divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged in their objects and that he is aloof from them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A person in Krishna consciousness is pure in his existence, and consequently he has nothing to do with any work which depends upon 5 immediate and remote causes: the door, the work, the situation, the endeavor, and future, and fortune. This is because he is engaged in loving transcendental service of Krishna. Although he appears to be acting with his body and senses, he is always conscious of his actual position, which is spiritual engagement. In material consciousness, the senses are engaged in sense gratification, but in Krishna consciousness, the senses are engaged in the satisfaction of Krishna's senses. Therefore, the Krishna conscious person is always free, even though he appears to be engaged in affairs of the senses. Activities such as seeing and hearing are actions of the senses meant for receiving knowledge, whereas moving, speaking, evacuating, all these, etc., are actions of the senses meant for work. A Krishna conscious person is never affected by the actions of the senses. He cannot perform any act except in the service of the Lord, because he knows that he is the eternal servitor of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. How do you understand this? The Krishna conscious person never affected by the actions of senses. In one way, we are always affected by the actions of senses, right? How do we understand this line? The Krishna conscious person is never affected by the actions of senses.
We
How?
keep doing
He's-
devotional service. When we are doing devotional service, our mind is attached with the Lord's opulence.
Okay, nice. Okay. Anybody?
He is equal to all the dvandvas that are there.
Okay. He is equal to all the dvandas, means all kind of dualities is okay. Very specifically, actions of senses. Go to the very specific point. So what the actions will do? Anybody?
He will stay away from the sense objects, so
Hmm.
so that he will not get attracted to it or attached to it.
No. He will be participating. He will be utilizing. He will be.
Yeah, but he will be aloof from that. That's what. Yeah.
Okay.
Actions give us reactions, Prabhu.
Okay.
So we are free from these reactions. That's what I think is mean. It's never affected.
Yeah. Okay.
Krishna consciousness person is doing activity to please Krishna. So
Correct. So more importantly, the result, and like how Haladar Prabhu mentioned, more importantly, from an action perspective, you'll have a reaction. So whatever he is doing, even though he's kind of a little looks like Alu, but you'll be utilizing the senses. It's not that he will not utilize the senses. He will still utilize the senses, but utilization of those senses does not affect him. Here means those senses are properly engaged in a higher consciousness activity, higher way of performing. The same eating, same seeing, same smelling, same touching, same tasting, whatever be it from the five senses, it will be applied in a higher consciousness with a higher goal, so that it is not directly taken for sense gratification. The same karmendriya and jnanendriyas, these are all the karmendriya and jnanendriyas. So it will actually utilize for the satisfaction of the jivatma and not from the bodily perspective, so that the mind and intelligence will act according to what is being taken in. Okay, so that is why he's saying he cannot perform any act except in the service of the Lord. So automatically it will become like that. Okay, nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes,
Can we
Prabhu.
say that he will use his senses for doing vikarma alone?
Akarma.
Akarma, sorry. Akarma alone.
Correct. You can say that. Yeah.
But that line itself is a bit confusing to me, Prabhuji, when it says that Krishna consciousness person is never affected by the actions of the senses.
Yeah.
But the action itself is taken by that body only. Because there was some, I would say, एक था example, I forgot about that. What you think, then it turns into an action, and
Correct.
then it turns into sense.
Yeah.
So how to
Whatever
define?
you eat, in fact, whatever you eat is only triggering the desires, and then when the desires, you start, the senses get triggered, and then because of the desires, action, and then action, reaction, all those things, right? But that is what I was trying to tell you. It is like when you act for the same, when the senses are acted with this in the same way, with a higher consciousness or higher philosophical thinking, that that this is for the Lord, this is not going to affect me, and the output of this thing is not going to take up, you will never be able to get affected by it. For example, mother cooking for children, or mother cooking for husband, right? Or wife cooking for husband, even though she, in a normal, even material world, she knows that, for example, you like one sabji or you like one halwa sweet very nicely, so she will put all the effort with the love and affection. But at the same time, she will never have the taste of, oh, it should be taste niceful, I have to taste it, no, her consciousness will be only on satisfying somebody else, right? So which means the senses are there, senses are fully triggered, senses are fully invoked, but still mother or the person who's doing it is not affected by it, because the goal is to satisfy somebody else, right? So let's say she makes some roti or some chapati or whatever be it. So she knows, okay, this is what you like, and she's doing it for you. So continuously every day they are doing it, right? But every day they are doing it, but they will never get, oh, why I gulab jamun bahut acha sa aa raha hai, theek hai, I will do this, I have to taste it. No, they will never have that, so that is the dedication. So same way, whenever we try to do an act, we have to see that no, it is not for me. It is for the Lord. It is not for me. I have to ensure it is perfectly done. ये चलता है, this is okay. Like that, there will not be any kind of a complacency. Then it will be most perfect. Okay.
And Prabhuji, if to understand this clearly, I mean, when we do our devotional service, we are in this mood as per what is defined in this purport. But when we are not doing devotional service, when we are in office, fully engrossed in work, and Krishna is somewhere there at the back of our head, but sometimes we forget also.
Yeah.
So at those situations, when whatever our senses are experiencing, so should we have the thinking that, we are put into this situation as per Krishna's will, so just deal
Yeah.
with it or go through with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It should come, Prabhu. Maybe we will just discuss. I will discuss this point. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'll do now, I will just we have how many? 13, 12 of us, right? I'll divide the room um, into 3 rooms. So just the next 10 slokas you can take. Actually, what is the sloka number? This is, we have finished till
5, 9.
9, right? Okay. From 10 to 1 time. I have to just attend one quick call. Just give me 1 second. Um, I'll just break out the room. We can just divide five slokas you can take, Prabhu. First room from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Just five slokas you can take. Three persons per room. You can just discuss for half an hour to 40 minutes. Then again we'll come back by 9:45. Okay. And whomsoever presenting, you can take turns in presenting the rooms. Okay.
So that is
Okay.
called dovetailing with Krishna.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, please.
One second, Prabhu. Yeah, Shloka 10, Prabhu, I'll summarize. Shloka 10 says that everything in this material world is a manifestation of three modes of material nature. And in fact, even the three modes of material nature is the creation of the Maya, who is created by the Krishna. So even everything is manifestation of Brahman, we can also say that. And person who acts in Krishna consciousness understands that everything, including his or her body, even belongs to Krishna, and therefore he works in Krishna consciousness. He uses all what he possesses, which he understands belongs to Krishna for the service of the Lord, and thus he is not affected by the results of the actions that he is doing. So in a way, that person who is Krishna consciousness understands the supreme personality of Krishna, is unaffected by the reactions of the work. Like a lotus leaf, uh, even in the water, untouched by the water. So this is the reference given. So this is what 5.10 says, Prabhu, the gist of it. And in continuation, if I may say 5.11 also first, it is in continuation of it that one who is Krishna consciousness and uses all what he has, body, mind, intelligence, senses, in the service of Krishna, has no reaction. And we also call such actions as sadachara, means purifying activities. That all that body, all that person, all that belongs to person, not actually belong to person, but what a person could control over, uses for the service of Lord, is for doing further purification activity. So in a way, that person becomes dovetailed with the Krishna. This is the word used that a person become dovetailed with the Krishna, and it's the perfect stage in Krishna consciousness that person is devoid of the false ego. So when person have no false ego and works in the service of the Lord, then he attains the perfect stage, which is devoid of false ego, basically, Prabhu. So these two, I wanted to share. Maybe the next one, Amit Prabhu, you can share.
Yeah, before
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Before Amit Prabhu, just
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
so much it won't be just
Yes,
what
Anand.
just we will revise through this also.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Anand.
Yeah. Thank you, Vipin Prabhu. So these two slokas are nice slokas, 10 and 11. Very nicely, this sloka is also Brahman Nadaya Karmani Sangam Taktva Karoti Lipyatena Sapapena Padma Patram Vimambasa. So what analogy that what Krishna wants to bring is whatever, if you are performing your action without much attachment to what and then surrendering the result.
Yeah.
Karmaneva adhikare sema phaleshu kada. The same thing, you just perform it without attachment. So whatever be the result, if it is a sinful reaction, whatever it is coming, it will be like as the Padma Patram Vivambasa. It is like how the lotus leaf is in water, but it is not affected by the water or untouched by the water.
Yep.
So nicely it is mentioned, and then so that is where Prabhupada also brings in this Ishopanishad reference, and then Mundaka Upanishad also. Tasmad etat Brahman Nama Rupam Annam cha sajayate. So Mama Yonir Mad Brahma. So even Bhagavad Gita also, it is all Brahman is nothing but the Supreme Lord. Okay, Sarvam Hi
Yep.
Etat Brahma. Right? Everything is Brahman, and then that we also saw in the previous one, Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi, Brahmagno Brahman. The same Brahman is what? Krishna himself. It is just his energy manifestation. The Brahmani portion here, Prabhupada makes it very clearly. This is the Krishna conscious way. Generally, from others' perspective, this means the Brahman part. But actually, what is understanding the Brahmani Adaya Karmani? Whatever be it is all from the Supreme Lord. Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya. That portion is also very
True.
yeah. So the conclusion of this sloka is a person without Krishna consciousness acting according to the model. Is that a person without Krishna consciousness acting according to the concept of material body and senses, but a person in Krishna consciousness with knowledge will act according to Supreme Lord with the knowledge that everything belongs to Krishna, and then he is to this one. So acting with Krishna consciousness, acting without Krishna consciousness. Acting without Krishna consciousness is nothing but materialistic way of body and senses.
Yeah, become more entangled, have the reactions. Yeah.
Correct. Nice. I think you covered most importantly the other points. Naturally, he has nothing to do with the result. Very nice one. Nothing to do with naturally, nothing to do with the result. So he is not bothered about what is happening. Everything. Okay, good. Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you, Bipin Prabhu. And then Kaye na Manasa Buddhaya. So Kaya means body, Manasa means mind, Buddhi means intelligence. So all three, abandoning your body, mind, intelligence, everything, even with the sense. Kevalai Indrayana. The Kevalai means what? It is actually purified. It is like no, it'll just in a way it'll clear out everything, and then only for the
service of the Lord.
Yeah, only for the purpose of the Lord they will try to do. Okay, good.
Yes, Prabhu. Okay, I think Simha Chaitanya Prabhu, yeah.
Simha Chaitanya Prabhu.
Tell the next one. 5.30.
त्यक्तकर्म फलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्ठिकीम् अयुक्तकामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते. So yukta karma phalam tyaktva means we should not get attached to the result. We should do the devotion service. We should get engaged in the devotion service, and we should not get attached to the results of the activities. And the one who is attached to the results loses the peace of mind. So Krishna consciousness, there is no duality. No, all that exists is a product of Krishna's energy, and Krishna is all good. Therefore, activities in Krishna consciousness are on the absolute plane. They are transcendental and have no material effect. One is therefore filled with peace of Krishna consciousness, peace in Krishna consciousness. But one who is engaged in profit calculation for sense gratification cannot have peace. This is the secret of Krishna consciousness. Realization and there is no existence besides Krishna is a platform of peace and fearlessness. So this is an important point for Prabhupada. Is very much insisting on this. How to attain peace of mind by submissive to Krishna. The realization is very importantly, we should surrender and we should always depend on Krishna, whatever we do. And we should not be result oriented. We should not get attached to the results. Yes, Prabhu, that's all.
Okay, Prabhu. I think the main point is about concept of coming out of the concept of duality. So we have to work on the platform that is above from a relative understanding, more from an absolute level. And the main important aspect it is Shanti Mapnoti Naishtikam. So in the second chapter also very specifically Krishna mentions about who will get Shanti is the person who is at the higher level, who is having that Yukta Vairagya. Same thing, the word Yukta is also mentioned. Yukta Karma Phalam Tektva. So Yukta means performing of activity. Karma Phalam Tektva. So whatever the result of the karma phalam, you are Tektva, you are giving it out. Okay. Ayukta Kama Karyena Phale Shakta. So opposite is Yukta, Ayukta. So Yukta means who is performing with Krishna consciousness, Phalam Tektva. Ayukta Kama Karyena. So which means what? With the desire for Kama, with the desire for sense gratification. Phalam Sakto Nibadyate. So it will become ended. So both are, first two lines is Yukta Karma Phalam Tektva. So you do with Krishna consciousness, Karma Phalam Tektva. You give up the attachment, you sacrifice. What is the benefit? Shanti Mapnoti Naishtikam. Definitely you will get peace of mind. But otherwise, what happens if you do ayukta karma, ayukta kama karyana? If you perform non-Krishna conscious kama karyana, what you will get? Phale sakto nibadyate. It will entangle you. Nibadyate means badhyate. Badhyate means it will definitely get entangled. Okay. Yeah, I think from the purport you covered the important aspect. No duality. So that he will get peace, but one who is entangled in profit calculation for strategic calculation cannot have peace. Okay, that is the understanding. First portion is about having peace. Second portion is about how to this one. Okay. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Who's presenting Sarva Karmani Kavanasa?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I'll start
Yeah.
with 5.30. So I'll just read the translation first because I think translation is very good. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of nine gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. So the nine gates mentioned here are two eyes, two ears, two nostrils, one mouth, anus, and genitals. Now, how Prabhupada explains it is like the soul is living inside the body, just like a resident in the city. So our body is just like a city, and our bodily functions, they act according to the three modes of nature, that Rajas, Tamas, and Sattvic nature. So it will work according to the nature because we live under the control of Maya. And later it is mentioned that soul suffers because the soul forgets its higher spiritual identity and thinks that I am this body. And because of this bodily identification, the soul becomes involved in bodily actions, basically the full karmic life cycle, this, the desires, the suffering, everything. And later on, it is explained that, through Krishna consciousness, the soul revives his real identity. And the focus on the real identity is that I am not this body, I am the eternal servant of Krishna. And later on, Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example that living entity in this conditioned stage identifies himself within the body, but when he identifies himself with the Lord within himself, he becomes just as free as the Lord, even while in the body. So, yeah, so this is quoted from Shweta Tara Upanishad 3.18, that we need to identify ourselves with the Paramatma sitting inside our heart, and then we will become free from all the material modes of the nature, basically. And if I have to put in some reflective content upon this verse, it will be like, uh, to get rid of the idea that, I am the doer of everything. I am the independent, I am the enjoyer. So we have to get rid of that idea. So what Krishna is trying to, basically to summarize this verse and to give the essence, what Krishna is trying to say is that you control your mind, give up false doership, and live peacefully within the body. And Prabhupada explains it by saying that the body acts through the material nature, but the soul can become free by reviving Krishna consciousness. And real freedom is not leaving the body or stopping the action. The freedom, or to move ourselves onto the higher stage, is to understand that we live in this body while knowing that I am not this body, and I am this eternal servant of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Babuji.
Okay. Yeah, this sloka is also a nice sloka. Navadvare pure dehe. Very importantly, this body, almost most of the bodies, to whatever extent we can understand, will have this 9 main important aspect. For some animal concept, it may not have, but however, the understanding is from a typical human perspective or from a higher consciousness bodily state position perspective, this particular body is structured in a 9 this one. Okay, so in a way where how do we ensure this 9 gates are properly utilized? Okay, and properly utilized where sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. Sannyasa means here giving up. Okay, so when he's able to renounce every actions, reactions, then he will be able to happily live in this 9 gates, city of 9 gates. Okay, Navadware Pure. Pure means city, right? Puram, like even in any other language also, they will say Indrapuram, Krishnapuram, Hastinapuram, like that, right? That Puram means that Pure. Navadware means 9. Dwaram means, in even any language it is same. Navadware Pure Dehe. This body is like Nainam. Naiva Kurvan Akariyan. So very importantly, if he's doing that, he will not get that bondage. Okay. And then I think Amit Prabhu covered the main important aspect. So most importantly, how do we ensure that we are always in that consciousness of performing that actions? We identify himself with the Supreme Lord. Okay, he is as much as free as whatever it be. Okay. Yeah. The sloka is also, Prabhupada is quoting the sloka from other scriptures, from Upanishad and other sloka also. Vasi sarvasya lokasya stavarasya charasya. So we are able to understand how this two eyes, two nostrils, everything is getting properly utilized, then that will be good condition. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu,
Yes, Surita Mataji.
Prabhu,
Yeah,
I
Prabhu.
have a doubt in this sloka. Krishna says to act in Krishna consciousness rather than not doing any activity. But this sloka is saying, my understanding at least, that the realized person will renounce all the actions and living happily. That means without doing any activity, Prabhu, or
No. Mentally he
acting.
renounces. He will act, but he will not act with the feeling that everything has to come to me with that. He will act mentally renouncing all activities. Which means what? Mentally renouncing means what? You will perform, your karmendra will perform, but mentally you will be like not attached to it. You will definitely focus, you will definitely do it, but you will not be having that that focused attention. Okay, yes, I will get it. Let me do it like that.
Neither working nor causing work to be done. That's where
Where?
so
In the translation, Prabhuji, neither working nor causing work to be done.
Yeah. See, Kurvan,
Actually,
yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
it's actually it's explained in the next verse where it's okay. Shall I start with the next one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it will explain that. Sorry, Prabhu, Pandav
okay,
Prabhu.
Kamadaji.
So basically, in the next verse, nakritvam nakritvam न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजते प्रभुः न कर्मफल संयोगम स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. The embodied spirit, master of the city of this body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. So basically, this living entity as a soul is one of the energies of the Supreme Lord, and it actually is always since time immemorial has been in contact with the inferior energy of the Lord, which is this material nature. I think Shrinan Prabhu, am I correct in understanding this?
Yeah, Mataji.
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, so when the body, when this temporary body is in touch with this material nature, it becomes contaminated, and it causes all variety of activities and their resultant reactions. So we are actually suffering in this conditional atmosphere. We are suffering. This conditional atmosphere is the material nature, and we are the sufferer because of our own result of activities of what this body has been doing since time immemorial. And what we do is, out of ignorance, we identify ourselves as a body, like how it was mentioned in the last one, like the city of nine gates, this material body. We think that we are doing, we are making others work, or we are working, but actually it's all the result of the activities. Sorry, it's about the it comes from the ignorance from our past experiences and our past reactions, and that causes the body to suffer in distress. So what Prabhupada says here is, what is the solution is to make the body and the activities of the body aloof from all these all these what do you say? I'm not getting the word. We have to make the living entity becomes aloof from the activities of the body. He becomes free from the reactions as well. So basically, we have to separate all these actions and reactions. We have to once done with Krishna consciousness, we are free from the reactions of all these also.
Okay. Nice attempt, Mataji. Thank you.
Sorry, in
No
between I
problem.
got confused.
No,
So
no.
it is actually the struggle for existence,
Yeah.
which is mentioned as we are in the midst of the material ocean and the waves are tossing us and we have no control over them. Only is the controller.
Yeah.
So the best solution is to do Krishna consciousness activities so that we are out of these reactions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Prabhu, I'll come to that point. See, this loka, very importantly, Krishna makes a very important aspect of the power of material modes. Okay. I have a material body and I have a material body which will have to perform action. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi. So whether not performing or performing, there will be some reaction. Okay. Because the modes are so strong. Because either the Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Let's say somebody who's not performing also, actually he will also get affected. Let's say you don't perform any action, you keep sitting in one place. What will happen actually, even though you're not performing physically, mentally there will be so many activities that is happening from your mind and intelligence. First point. Second point, anyway you will affect because the surroundings around you will have the material modes which will make you um, affected or make you succumb to the activities, succumb to the reactions of the activities also. Okay, so that is why this sloka is very importantly, like what Mataji currently mentioned, like we have to understand the what do you say, the unfortunate situation or the what do you say, um, there is no other choice. It is like,
Struggle for existence.
yeah, the struggling, correct, nice word, struggling. We are actually we are in a very pathetic situation. Okay, that is the correct word. A struggling situation, pathetic situation, because the modes are so strong. And the reactions will definitely come. Whether I do or I don't do, the surroundings around me will make me this one. Because even though I'm thinking I am the master of this entire body, because I own this body, I have this particular body, I can do whatever I want. But still, the cause and the effort is so strong that sometimes you are the cause, the effort will come. Sometimes you are not the cause, even then you will get affected. Let's say corona or let's say something else, right? Whatever be it, we will get into that suffering and distress. There's no other go. Okay, so this loka, very importantly, when you say when the embodied living beings control his nature, controls his nature and mentally, which means what? He is able to fully control. He is either what do you say? He is neither affected. That is first point. Neither working nor causing work to be done, which means what? He is not the person to trigger the actions also. Okay, which means neither working here means what? He is not affected, first point. Second point is he is not causing work to be done. So which means he will not be the main person to trigger that actions. Who's triggering the actions? What triggers the actions is the environment or the surroundings of the entire material manifestation, the prakriti, that is through the material modes. Okay, you're getting it, Pandav Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I got it. So basically, understanding is that the whatever the activities it's at the material plane, the body is doing, but not the soul.
Correct. And helplessly it is getting affected. That is the
Okay,
status. Because it
got it.
cannot be, because the material modes are very strong. Prakriti is also very strong. External influence are so much that it will act. Either in a good way or a bad way, or not acting also, it will affect. Whatever be it, it will be that.
Yeah, bro. Maybe I share my problem. Always I deliberate like this way, like a body is like a robot. Like the soul is put into the particular robot. We just need to see what the robot does. That's my. I'm just
Partially,
paraphrasing, bro. Yeah.
yeah, you're partially correct. You're correct. But only thing is, the robot has to act according to the surroundings also. Sometimes the robot will fall down. Sometimes the robot does not know the environment. It will suffer. Sometimes the robot is artificial intelligence will increase where robot will automatically understand and then adapt to the surroundings. Then the robot will able to do perform things automatically. But if there is no adaptation of the changes that is happening in the environment, then the particular robot will suffer also.
The soul inside the robot should control the robot rather than robot control. Okay.
Prabhupada gives this example of car and car driver. You have a very sophisticated car, high-end car, all okay. But there is no use of the car until there is a car driver put into that, right? Or there is a controller. Nowadays, this if you go to China, if you go to other countries, even in US also now there is this driverless cars. But even those driverless cars are controlled by somebody outside the car, like remote control car, right? Whatever be it, there is somebody else outside doing that particular thing.
Okay. Thank you, bro.
Okay. Yeah, so these are nice slokas where karma phala samyogam, this navadware pure dege sloka also, and then this how it is controlled through the material modes is also very nicely mentioned. Okay, maybe we, yeah, Mataji. So the second, this 14th sloka is also very good covered, and then 15th also. Who's doing 15th?
That will be team 2.
The other team, huh? Room 2. Who's doing 15th? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have to do 16 Prabhuji. I think we counted wrong because started from 10. I'm so
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Prabhuji.
No problem, no problem. That's okay. So this sloka is one, not as the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sin, which is also, this is continuation of the previous sloka. Nobody is owning it or whatever. And Krishna also making it very clear, nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of ignorance. So which means that Vibhu, the Supreme Lord, is not the uh, cause and then the reaction of that particular activity. Na adhyate kachit papam, na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu, अज्ञानेन आवृतं ज्ञानं तत् तेन मुह्यन्ते ज्ञात्वः. Which means we should understand whatever action that is performed by the Jivatma and then the reactions and the mode is all within that particular living entity only or the society only, not the Supreme Lord. Okay, because the Lord is beyond the material platform, because the Lord is beyond this particular understanding. So the Lord will never have that, the either the papam or the punyam part of it, he will never get. He is beyond that particular thing. That is the first point. The second point is what? Embodied beings, which means what? The entangled jivatmans, however, are bewildered because of. So one is the unembodied body. Who is that? The Supreme Lord. Other one is the embodied Jivatmas. So embodied Jivatmas are called the Baddhatmas or the conditioned souls. So they are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. So they are in a complete, why it is happening to me? How it is happening to me? Why I am alone suffering? Why this is coming? I don't know what is my this one. So this is because of the ignorance. Both are there. Looks like both are looking like both are there in the same platform. However, the Lord is above the middle platform. He is not affected by the modes or by the actions or reactions of it. For example, somebody's actions also we are affecting, right? For example, the government or the ruler, whomsoever performing certain actions will affect the society also. For example, in our family also, sometimes some actions performed by others in our family will also affect us. There's nothing can be done. We have to just take it as it is, right? But however, so in a way where what actions that I do will also affect me, actions others doing also will affect me. There's nothing can be done. But the Lord is above that material platform. He will not get any kind of an affection. Okay, that is why he's called as, we are Anu and then he is called as Vibhu. Okay, the Lord is Vibhu and we are Anu. Prabhupada makes it very nicely. The Lord is Vibhu, but the living it is Anu. So we have to go by our one. He has the capacity to desire by his people. Such desires are fulfilled only by the Supreme Lord. Okay.
Prabhu, here nor does Supreme Lord assume anyone sinful or pious. That means Lord will not see somebody is doing sin or somebody is doing pious. Is that what,
God will,
Prabhu?
no. Which line, Prabhu? Sorry.
The translation, Prabhu. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone sinful.
He's taking, assumes anyone sins means he will not own it. So I am assuming means what? I am owning it or I am taking it. Here the word assume here means taking it. Okay.
Okay.
He is not disturbed. He is not affected. Okay. For example, I do an activity, either I will be affected, my family will be affected, my surroundings will be affected. But whatever Lord is saying, whatever others do, he will not be affected. And he is Santushta, he is Atma Rama. Okay,
Is
so
it
that
he
is
is
the
not affected or he will not see somebody is doing sinful,
no.
somebody is
See,
doing
he's very
pious?
making it clear. He is always satisfied by himself, undisturbed by sinful or pious activities. So who does the sinful or pious activities?
The soul,
Soul.
the individual entity.
Yeah.
But from the Lord's perspective, he will not discriminate. Okay, he's doing sinful, he's doing pious. Is that understanding wrong?
No. He will say, see, that is from a karma reaction perspective. He said the contextually what is happening in the same living body, you have Paramatma and the Jivatma also. So this body is made to act. When this body is made to act, who is owning the act is only the Jivatma. Who is getting the reaction is also the Jivatma. All that the Paramatma is do is just give the direction, just give the sanctioning authority. That's all. Okay.
Okay, bro. Yeah, okay, bro.
So in that way we need to understand. So this body has got both the Paramatma and the Jivatma, but however the Paramatma is at the superior level and he will not get affected. So only the problem is because of the bodily for nature where the body is made out of the material modes, it will affect the particular person. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Ji, I have a related question in the purport. There is a line. It says that, and so when the living entity is bewildered in his desires, the Lord allows him to fulfill those desires, but the Lord is never responsible for the actions and reactions of the particular situation which may be desired.
Correct. That is what now
So
Madhav Prabhu is asking. Yeah.
yes, I mean this. So I mean when, for example, someone is desiring some good things and someone is desiring some bad things.
Hmm.
So God is sanctioning.
Correct.
So, I mean, God will know that this person will do good thing or bad thing.
Correct.
So, how to understand that, Prabhuji?
God will definitely know what the person, but the point is, God is here to give that sanctioning authority. See, if somebody wants to keep on doing bad things, who's responsible?
The soul.
The soul is responsible. So God will, because see, why are we coming here? Because that is what we wanted. Because the Jivatma wanted to do bad things. Okay, you want to do bad things, you do. So he's the living entity is bewildered because the living entity is here bewildered. His desire means his desires are so much against the Lord, or so much against the understanding, so much against the knowledge of who he is, so much against the knowledge of that everything is coming from the Supreme Lord. So what will happen? Lord will tadastu. He will say fulfill his desires, but it does not mean that no he is owning it or he is taking the responsibility of it. From a typical racy metrics or whatever you'll say, the both accountability and responsibility is always with the Jivatma only. Okay, in the 13th chapter, we'll go a little more detailed. How do we understand the actions of the Paramatma? Okay, in the 13th chapter, he will go very deeply about Kshetra, Kshetragyam, Kshetrajnanam, and Kshetrajnan, which means the field, the knower of the field, the actions in the field, and who is responsible of the actions. This body is a field, and who's doing that actions is the Jivatma. And who is the knower of the field? It is both the Jivatma, Nyayam, and then the Kshetragyan, which means the Paramatma also. The difference between Jivatma and Paramatma is what? Paramatma knows everything across all the living entities, across all the bodies. But the Jivatma will know actions only of what he is performing within that particular body. For example, I'm in this body, I'm desiring this, I will get the reactions, I will know whatever I'm doing only. That's all. But the Lord across all the bodies will know everything together. Okay. Most importantly, how do we understand bewildered by his diseases? He is always in the state of anxiety, always in the state of, oh, I have this desire, let me get this one, let me get fulfilled. So Krishna makes that desire fulfilled, so that the actions and reactions of that particular desire is completely owned by the or responsible by the Jivatma. Okay, if my actions is like towards only my sense gratification, actually, because I'm so ignorant that everything is coming from Krishna, I'm not aware. I'm thinking it is because of my own actions. It is my endeavor. I did hard work and then I have to get it. So Krishna will say, okay, that is what you want, you can do it. That's all. But once he starts getting that knowledge, once he starts slowly getting the knowledge, no. I mean, my action, there is something else also. There is a sanctioning authority, there is this environment, there is this so many other things. Then only I will be able to get that. So if he gets that knowledge, then he will know what is to be perfectly done. Okay. The main problem is bewildered here means completely in the state of ignorance. Okay, which is why in the previous line he's making, he's prone to be influenced by the ignorance due to his limited power. Because he has the capacity to desire by his free will. So what is the capacity? Within this material body, I can decide these things according to my free will. I will try to act according it, and then it is getting fulfilled. Certain things will definitely get fulfilled, certain things will never get fulfilled, whatever our desire be. I want to become the president of this particular some other country. I will keep on desiring, but it will never get fulfilled. So Krishna knows which are the ones that needs to be fulfilled. Krishna also knows which are cannot be fulfilled also. So he will give, that is why we are not even assuming that there is a person called the Paramatma sitting inside who is the sanctioning authority.
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, I do have some doubts also, but I mean, you can clarify it later in respect of the time. Like, so we have some free will, we have Paramatma sitting inside, and then comes the play of Prarabdha.
Yeah.
So when which part takes over, that part sometimes I'm not able to understand, you know.
Sometimes,
I mean,
correct. Sometimes we will never be able to. Prarabdha will know when to come and when to affect us. See, Prarabdha will come through the modes. Prarabdha come through so many other aspects also. We don't know when it is coming. It will definitely come at whatever point that loss of karma is defined. That's all. So all that we have to do is just accept and go, because it is very, very subtle, very, very complex for us to understand, because certain things, why it is affecting, nobody has got the answer. All that we can assume is, okay, it is because there is something beyond our control. We have to just accept and then go. That's all.
so my point was more on Prabhuji, like Prarabdha Karam will, I mean, make us do something. I mean, the action part, it will still be on us. I mean, we may think that it is a free will, but that, or we might have thought that this is our desire, and you know we are doing it, but it was due to Prarabdha. And now when we also say that, you know, Paramatma is sitting in our heart and he's sanctioning everything. So the mixture of these three things sometimes confuses me, that, you know, so if something is already set for me, I'm thinking that, you know, I'm desiring it, but I'm not actually desiring it because but it was already set for me.
Correct.
And it is sanctioned by the Paramatma sitting in my heart.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm making sense, Prabhuji. I mean, you can.
One thing you can try to practice is, whenever you feel like something is coming, which is due to a prarabdha, which is like, kind of forcefully coming, all that you can do is just pray to the Lord, and then that whatever reactions or everything will get nullified, or it will get modified, or whatever be it, it will be taken care.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That way only we'll be able to see. All that is, we cannot stop. All that we can do is we have to realize that, if something comes, you just pray to the Lord that no, please protect me, please save me, please ensure that I'm not affected. Whatever I've done in my previous performance, please. Then he knows how to release out all the karmas. So he will try to evade away. He'll try to do all those things. That also is possible. Only thing is we have to just keep anticipating things. That's all.
But Prabhuji, the happy things also are part of prarabdha, right? I mean, not only the bad things.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
If I'm correct in my understanding.
No, you're
I mean,
absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So when good things come means what we have to do?
thank the God.
Thank the Lord. That's
Thank
all.
Krishna.
Thank the Lord. So either way it is, we have to be thankful. Great devotees will thank for both. Okay. So we are not in that particular situation. So great devotees, even if somebody gets ill, somebody gets accident, somebody's got pain, they will actually thank the Lord. Oh God, please, like Kunti Maharani. Oh, you have given me the pain. Thank you so much so that I'm able to remember you.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Then it means we are on the right track. But all that we have to do is when pain comes or bad things come, we have to just pray, please reduce the pain. Okay, that at least will make us some way it is okay. When good things happen, you pray for thanking him. That is okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, then if we do karma or vikarma, that is also, you can say, because of the material modes of nature, it is
Correct.
not really our.
Material modes will influence you and the desire. See, it will be triggering the desire also. Let's say you're in a very rajoguna, you have taken some rajoguna food, very spicy food. It's the food. It is a rajoguna food. What will happen? Your senses will be stimulating. And the senses start stimulating, your desire also act according to that particular. Oh, let us do this, let us do it like that. So automatically you will get into either good or karma or the vikarma portion also. Okay. Fine, no problem. I think we will stop here today. Good. I hope the discussions were useful. We'll continue in the next class also. Whomsoever prepared for your slokas, you can revise your understanding, and then you can come back, and then you can present, and then we can continue also.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
bro.
Krishna,
Thank you
Prabhu.
very
Thank you,
much.
Prabhu.
Hare,
Thank you very much.
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat.